What's up, you guys? Welcome to the December 18th edition of 3 Ball presented by Established and Run. I'm your host, Mike Gallagher. Get ready to talk some NBA news of the day, some game action, and the goal here is to get you up to speed in 10 minutes. Fast, necessary information to get you to set your lineups and everything. And yeah, we appreciate you guys listening. Give us a thumbs up, rate, comment, whatever we could do to make this experience better for you guys. Let's get rolling here. So the big news of the day is James Harden from Woj saying that the Rockets are increasingly expanding trade discussions on Harden beyond Brooklyn and Philly. Woj had added that the Sixers have signaled a willingness to include Ben Simmons for Harden. Those talks have come nowhere close to a deal, which we kind of expected. Shams Charania adds as well that in response, Morey says, "We are not trading Ben Simmons. He is an important part of our future." Yep, pretty standard there. So the next thing you think about is what's up with this roster. And it's just a big cliff from Ben and Joel. We know Tobias isn't really on a team-friendly deal with the big money. And they have Tyrese Maxey, who is productive at Kentucky. Shake Milton, capable backup. You know, has had a big game against the Clippers last year on that Sunday national game when everyone found out who Shake Milton was. And, nothing really else. Seth Curry, Korkmaz, kind of, Curry's a pretty valuable piece, obviously. So we'll see what happens with that. Moving on, we got Jordan McLaughlin. He has signed his two-way deal. That's interesting because of the Ricky Rubio news coming. Ricky Rubio coming off the bench. We'll talk about them shortly. And then lastly on the news, we had Kawhi Leonard. He's, some recruitment stuff and possible lawsuit. Seeking $2.5 million plus in damages. So we'll see if anything develops with that. Not really going to affect on court. Moving to the game action here. Kick it off with the Hornets and Magic. And, LaMelo. He took a lot of shots. Made some. 18 and 5. Love to see it. Tons of highlights. His 5 assists rolling here. Check it out if you listen to a podcast. Got some video for you guys. He had... him and Miles Bridges look really good together. And after the game, James Borrego talked him up. He said he's a major impact on these games immediately. He's a playmaker. He's confident. And he sets the tone for our pace. So I did a little digging on that. And LaMelo and Rozier have 119 pace together. LaMelo and Graham 103. Graham and Rozier 106. And then LaMelo without both of them 114. So you can see that LaMelo's splits without these guards are making them, this team play fast. Everyone's just playing so fast. He just makes so many plays, and the assists are going to be really, really good. Offensively, we got to worry a little bit about that. Just to add on the dimes, all of his assists this preseason are either within 2 feet or 3. So really, really good shots for his teammates. He's 0-6 on 2-point jumpers, 6 of 18 on threes, and just 22% of his shots are at the rim. That's really discouraging. So, there's actually a pretty good chance LaMelo is going to come in at like 40, 41, like the high side. Like if he gets 43, like you really got lucky. PJ Washington's been a great role man. Miles Bridges, he's been playing really fast. 20 usage rate, 63 true shooting. He looks much better. And Cody Martin got a lot of talk from James Borrego as well for how well he defends and makes plays and... we know he loves Cody Martin. He talked him up like crazy last year, too. So, going to the Orlando side of things, Aaron Gordon upped his minutes. Was supposed to be limited. He still played 23 minutes. He had the kinesio tape on his calf. He actually said he had hamstring tightness that he was still working through. So, I was surprised to see him get up that high. So, something to keep an eye on. You may want to tick him down. I ticked him down slightly in the 150. And we saw Vooch looks good, no surprise there. And a lot of talk of Cole Anthony getting more run. He had a really good first half as well. Moving on to the big performance of the night. Big dog, Derrick Henry style. Shout out to the football guys. Christian Wood, 27 and 10, 2 assists, steal, block, no turnovers, and 2 threes. Just monster mode. And after the game, he said the coach told him he wanted to be in a Porzingis role. He said, he believes in me, I believe in him, and it's one of the reasons why I'm here. Silas said after the game it's still shaky on how he's using Wood. Asked him how long he's been playing professional, since the last time he played pro ball, and it was March. I remember the Pistons were really good last year. And he said that Harden and Wood still have to learn how to pick and pop and pick and roll together. Harden actually was kind of directing him during this game as well, and Wood, quote, quickly shed that rust, according to Silas, and getting him back into game shape. And Silas even said Wood can push after a board, and there's a really nice highlight on the screen of him going coast to coast, like only really Christian Wood can, unassisted on 4 of those 10 makes. And this dude just finishes around the basket. Last year he was at 77% at the rim. That ranked first among 73 players with 240 attempts. Christian Wood is legit. He's going to play with DeMarcus Cousins. He's going to play the 4 with Cousins, and Cousins is going to play the 5 on defense. Still, Christian Wood's going to crush. James Harden, not much to say. He looked a little better today, which we kind of expected. I mean, the rumors are going to be there, but I honestly don't really care about where Harden lands. He does so many things. So, take him if he slides, to 3, 4, 5. I'd probably just take him. He's just so good, especially 8-cat. Moving to the San Antonio side of things, not too much going on here. We saw some minutes get extended, and we saw some comments about DeJounte Murray. Really nice rebounding game, 17, 10, and 4, and a lot of talk of his assists. Coach Pop had said he wanted him to be in a little bit of an attack mode towards the rim. We've kind of known this for a while. We wanted DeJounte to get downhill. This has been said for years now. And DeJounte had interesting comments as well about being so aggressive. And he said, I always have the eye for my teammates. I'm a team guy. I can be greedy and get to the rim, get my shots off if they're there, but mainly I'm looking for my teammates. I want my teammates to be able to say they love playing with me. Interesting comments after what Pop said, but we know DeJounte Murray, especially with Derek White down, he's going to have to really dominate the ball, and it's nice to see. Lonnie Walker was a little bit quiet, and Patty Mills was pretty good. So, Lonnie Walker being quiet, I'm a big Keldon guy, and I think Keldon is going to make a bit of a charge once he comes back. Moving on, Ja Morant. My word, 13 assists in 28 minutes. He is, as you can see, as these assists from today are rolling. A lot of time to talk Morant with these 13 dimes rolling. He is leading the preseason at 10.3 per game, leading per 36 at 14.1 among guys at 20 minutes. Mentioned many times, he led the seeding games in potential assists per game. Minutes were up. Big Ja Morant assist season coming. Said for a couple weeks now, this man could be your assist leader, dark horse. Buying his shot selection, buying him looking for shooters, buying alpha roll, buying Ja Morant, take him in the third. I'm sold. We got Brandon Clark back, and his DFS, he's going to be good for DFS. You're probably going to play him the first night. He's going to be so good. His role is just locked and loaded. Brandon Clark did return, limited to 18 minutes. Starting to think he comes off the bench. That's fine because they really seem comfortable playing 2 shooting guards and sliding Anderson up with some mixture of guys behind him. With obviously with Clark playing both those spots. It kind of makes a little bit of sense, which is fine. But Grayson Allen lost a little bit of a grip. He was playing okay. D'Anthony Melton, man, he was, I think, 3rd worst in pull-up shooting last year. He has to get better there. So I still think you probably don't have to draft either of those 2 dudes. But if you wanted to pick one, obviously Mountain Steels are going to be the guy. We'll make him the guy you're going to want to grab. Hawks, we don't really have too much going on with the Hawks right now. Trey's Trey. He's going to get his shots. He's kind of rough right now. We've seen DeAndre Hunter kind of do some damage on how he's put up stats, which is surprising. I still wouldn't take him. I still kind of believe in Cam Reddish. We saw the steals from Reddish today with 3. So that's going to be a really tight position battle. We need to see John Collins play some 5, and we know he will. You see the no blocks. The blocks are going to fall off. Clint Capella is not going to play away from the basket. So John Collins with his top 10 fantasy value in 9-cat leagues per game is much less likely. Detroit, we've got some clarity on the rotation. Looks like DeLon Wright is a straight 2 now. He has 0 minutes with both point guards, 0 minutes with neither point guard, 38 with Hayes, 11 with Derrick Rose. So that means fewer assists, scoring will be okay, but the steals should be good, and that's why we're targeting DeLon Wright in the 100-ish range. Still believing his role. He's got a really firm grip on what he's doing. That's fine. We know DeLon Wright, given any kind of role consistently, can give him value. And we really saw Josh Jackson make a little bit of a charge here. Got talked up by Casey after the game as being a consistent pick-and-roll player. And he's putting Svi kind of in the rearview mirror here for the wing minutes. We saw it was first Jackson was subbing in at the 2 early in the preseason, and now it's been more of a 3. So he looks like he's not draftable in most leagues, but he's on the radar. Moving over to Washington, not much going on. We saw Isak Bonga get the start, played pretty well, with Denny coming off the bench. And Scott Brooks said that may change, so still very, very fluid. And Russell Westbrook did not play. Brooks said, quote, with him being 13 years in the league, it's an exhibition, is not going to make much of a difference for him. Late games, not too much going on. Jarrett Culver really stepped up with the point guard minutes. Nice to see him do that after a rough start to his career. And we saw Marquise Chris play good in the 5 spot with really not too much going on in the Utah game. So that's going to do it for the second edition of 3 Ball. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.